Victor Kane had never been normal, but the world made sure he would never be sane. As a child, he lived with an abusive father who beat him for the smallest mistakes, and a mother who ignored his screams, too scared to intervene. Victor's first memory of blood was at age 8, when his father forced him to slaughter the family's dog as punishment for crying too much. Something inside him snapped that night, and he stopped crying forever. By 16, he was sneaking into butcher shops just to watch meat being cut, fascinated by how easily flesh came apart. When his father died in a car crash, Victor smiled for the first time in years. But when his mother tried to remarry, he snapped completely, bludgeoning her fiancé with a hammer and burning the house down with his mother inside, walking away into the night as if nothing had happened. From that moment, Victor decided the world was nothing but meat, and people were just animals waiting for slaughter. He found work in a remote slaughterhouse, perfecting his technique, learning how to cut cleanly, how to drain a body so there would be no mess. But eventually, animals weren't enough. He began stalking travelers on back roads, couples at gas stations, hitchhikers, anyone unlucky enough to be alone. He didn't just kill them. He studied them first, followed them for days, learned their routines, what they feared, then struck when they least expected it, savoring the terror in their eyes. He told himself he was teaching them a lesson, punishing them for being weak, for being like his mother, silent, helpless, pathetic. Over the years, his barn became a shrine of horror, with hooks dangling from the ceiling, bones piled in corners, and walls stained dark. His favorite tool was a butcher's cleaver, heavy enough to split bone with one swing. One rainy night, a group of 4 travelers knocked on his door after their car broke down nearby, asking for shelter. Victor welcomed them in with a warm smile, fed them stew, let them relax, and then, when they were laughing, he locked the door. The first died quickly, throat cut so deep the sound was just a wet hiss. But Victor made the others watch, savoring their screams as he dragged them into the barn, one by one. The second he hung upside down and gutted like a pig, watching the blood splash onto the dirt floor. The third tried to fight, grabbed a hammer, but Victor's cleaver split his skull in a single strike, spraying the wall red. The last, a young woman, begged, promising anything, offering money, her life, even to stay with him. But Victor only smiled and whispered, "You sound just like her," before driving the cleaver into her chest, over and over, until his arms were coated in blood. When the police eventually came, looking for the missing travelers, they found the barn empty, except for a single chair, a blood-stained cleaver stuck into the floorboards, and a message carved into the wood. "We are all meat." And Victor Kane was never found. Only sightings, rumors, and new disappearances that always began the same way, with the sound of a cleaver being dragged across concrete in the dark.